It's incredible.
And it says here it's called the Jewish.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an
Wow. Hey, much love, family. Pura vida. Thanks for tuning in. This was very actually short notice. I wasn't really going to do this video. But I just wanted to make a point with this, right? Because I was actually working on another video, which is actually, I'm going to upload it soon. You guys tell me you want me to premiere or just upload it direct, but I have a point to make right now. I have a big point to make right now, and I hate to say it, but I told you so. I told you so. But this isn't about me being right or anything like that, but I'm going to make a point here. All right. I know a lot of people had a hard time swallowing this pill when I came out with the video. I kept saying, you know, Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. Today, just today, we're going to read just today, just now. Mainstream is dropping the info. They did some tests on Saturday and they're just now dropping the info. If you're new to this, I'm going to show you. Columbus confirmed by their own, you know, DNA testers, if they want to go with that. We didn't need no DNA test to know this, right, guys? We didn't need no DNA test to know this, all right? Let me know if the music is too loud, guys, so I can put it down. All right, we're gonna just read a couple articles real quick. We're in CNN. Hold up. Let me make sure I can see the chat at the same time. 1 second. Okay. Wow. Wow. Welcome. Welcome. Says here CNN World. Centuries-old mystery of Christopher Columbus' true origins revealed in study. When was this published? 7:20 a.m. When? Sunday, October 13, 2024. Today. 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 I hope I don't got no still people practicing cognitive dissonance in the chat. We don't got time for that right now. We don't got time for that right now. All right. Hold on. Let me just, okay. Again, CNN. Hold on. Hold on. No, they're not. They're playing around with me. What's this video they playing? Let me get to the info. They won't let me get to the info. Okay. So, CNN says, the 15th century explorer Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. Why do I have to be showing this? Hold on, let me do something better. Let me do something better, guys, because I don't want to be getting no copyrights or anything. Okay. They're playing around right now. They're playing around. It's okay. It's all right. So 15th century explorer Christopher Columbus, that's AKA. They're not even telling you the whole truth yet, but we're going to get to that. Was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. Spanish scientists said on Saturday, after using DNA analysis to tackle centuries-old mystery. Several countries have argued over the origins and the final burial place of the divisive figure who led Spanish-funded expeditions from the 1490s onward, opening the way for European conquest of the Americas. Now, they say Spanish-funded. We got the real drop. We got the real drop funded by Sephardic Jews, actually. Many historians have questioned the traditional theory that Columbus came from Genoa, Italy. Other theories range from him being a Spanish Jew or a Greek to Basque, Portuguese, or British. To solve the mystery, researchers conducted a 22-year investigation led by forensic expert Miguel Lorente by testing tiny samples of remains buried in Seville Cathedral, long marked by authorities there as the last resting place of Columbus, though there have been rival claims. They compared them with those of known relatives and descendants, and their findings were announced in a documentary titled Columbus DNA, The True Origin, on Spain's national broadcaster TVE on Saturday. We have from Christopher Columbus very partial but sufficient. We have DNA from Hernando Colón, his son, Lorente said in a program, and both in the Y chromosome male and in the mitochondrial DNA transmitted by the mother of Hernando, there are traits compatible with Jewish origin. Now remember, guys, this is not the same as the Chazars. Okay, we're talking about Sephardic Jews from Spain and Portugal. Around 300,000 Jews lived in Spain before the Reyes Católicos, Catholic monarchs, Isabel and Ferdinand, ordered Jews and Muslims to convert to Catholic faith or leave the country. Many settled around the world. The word Sephardic comes from Sepharat or Spain in Hebrew. All right? Yeah, because of the Inquisition, Columbus and many of his Sephardic and Moorish family members and friends had to flee. That's the reason why a lot of these so-called conquistadors came to the America the same year that the Inquisition started in 1492, just a couple months before he came. All right. So it says, after analyzing 25 possible places, Lorente said it was only possible to say Columbus was born in Western Europe. So this is what I'm saying, guys. They ain't gonna tell you everything. They ain't gonna tell you everything, but I'm gonna, you know, in my video, he was literally a Portuguese Sephardic Jew. He was a Portuguese from a little town called Cuba in Portugal. That's why he named Cuba, Cuba. A lot of the island names in the Caribbean named after Columbus. You know, and there's a reason why he named Cuba, Cuba. He was born in a little town in Cuba, Portugal. All right. We're gonna move on. Right. NBC News. Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. Study finds. Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. Study finds. Historians have questioned the theory that Columbus came from Genoa. Other theories range from him being a Spanish Jew or Greek, Basque, Portuguese. All right, so they kind of got the same info. Everybody's just copying the next person, right? Yeah, it's the same info, literally. Okay. This is from usnews.com, right? Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. Study finds. Again, all these from today, October 13th. Madrid rooters, the 15th century explorer Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. Okay, Spanish scientists said on Saturday that using DNA analysis to tackle a centuries-old mystery. It's a mystery only because they didn't want you to know, guys. They been knew this. They always knew this. This is them doing damage control. How convenient. How convenient right after, after a lot of people now talking about it in the YouTube, right? We have a very thorough video on this. I'm going to show you which one that is. But as you guys can see, they're just talking about the same thing. They're copying the same report. All these news channels, I just want you to see. The Times of Israel, study finds Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe. That's the hijack with this image. And they got the same info too, as you guys can see. Same info, right? Who cares, bro? Hey, get out of my channel, man. Who cares, bro? Cognitive dissonance is hard. Yo, it's contagious. Get out of my channel if you don't care. We care for real history. I'm gonna show you towards the end if you stick around. His story. Why is it important to understand this? Why is it important to know who's a Sephardic Jew? All right, Times of Israel. Now everybody's gonna, oh, who cares? Who cares? Now everybody want to say, who cares? Who cares? Oh, you're mad because he's not Italian? This info is old. All right, let's get these people out of here. Let's get these people out of here. Yeah, you knew so much. You knew so much, right? You knew so much. I'm gonna time you out, man. I'll give you another chance to be on my channel, but you ain't talking no more today. This info's, oh yeah, from last year. I'll show you why from last year. I'll show you why from last year. TheJewishPress.com. Christopher Columbus was Jewish. DNA says so. October 13, 2024. I'll try to stay focused. You guys gotta help me though. Delete these people from the channel. Okay? According to Miguel Lorente Acosta, a professor of forensic medicine at the University of Granada in Spain, Christopher Columbus was Jewish, as suggested by his DNA. He said the DNA showed a Western Mediterranean origin, but could not point categorically to a country or origin. All right, he was Portuguese, Sephardic Jew, so-called black, so-called Negro, very swarthy. The Portuguese Jews were known to be very swarthy, very swarthy. All right, I'm gonna show you guys. Fox News, Columbus remains verified after 500 years show he was a Jewish. He was a Jewish. Documentary. Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe, new study finds. And it got the same report. I just want you guys to see this is straight mainstream. Who cares, man? Who cares? Why you over here if you don't care? Why are you in my channel? Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. This is from the Jerusalem Post. From Western Europe study finds. To solve the mystery, researchers conducted a 22-year investigation led by forensic expert Miguel Lorente. Again, October 13, 2024. But now everybody knew, right? All of a sudden, now everybody knew. But they've been debating me this way before I dropped my video last year. Like the guy said, I knew since last year. Yeah, my video came out last year. Microsoft Start, MSNBC or MSN. Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew from Western Europe, study finds. Christopher Columbus wasn't Italian or even originally a Catholic. He's not a Catholic. Oh no. Oh no. But instead a Sephardic Jew, likely from Spain, who hid his heritage to avoid persecution. And a new genetic study suggests. So he was actually from Portugal. This is what I'm saying. They're telling you a little bit of the truth. They ain't gonna tell you the whole truth. A decades-long investigation into the famous controversial explorer's background and conducted by Spanish scientists was meant to shed light on the lengthy debate over where 15th century globetrotter was actually born, according to the BBC. According to BBC. All right. Look at the Masonic hand gesture, the painting. That's not him, whitewashed. How many historians question that? And new DNA evidence pulled from some of the bones of Columbus' corpse in Spain's Seville Cathedral seems to prove them right. So again, I'm not the first one, and I know a lot of people knew this, man. Nobody's saying I'm the only one. This is what I'm saying, but this is still a lot of pillows that are hard to swallow for you from other topics that I got on my channel. Are you gonna wait till mainstream declares it official? Are you guys gonna wait till somebody on CNN or Fox News tells you, when we already showed the research, the genealogy, the history, the records, the hidden information they don't show us? Huh? Hold on, let me okay, so this is the video. When did this come out? It has 25,000 views 1 year ago. It says 1 year ago. What is the title? The true identity and ethnicity of Christopher Columbus. His real name was Salvador Fernandez Sarco, Portuguese Jew. A year ago. He said, I knew this since last year. I knew this since, yeah. Oh, what a convenience. What convenience. What coincidence, actually, that I brought this a year ago and you found out a year ago. All right. So this is the video. This is the cover. That is the title. I got the original video in the description of this video. You can link, click it and go watch the whole video. It's a 2-hour and 40-minute presentation. A lot of great information. Undeniable. Undeniable. And look, they just confirmed that today. They're on damage control. Because they're looking silly that somebody like me, no PhDs, no degrees, no university. I'm not a professor of history in any university. I don't have no degrees, but I was able to figure this out and really show the correlation, all the research. So they are on damage control right now. And then all the naysayers and the cognitive dissonance people, oh, I already knew that. So what? I already knew that. So what, huh? So what? Okay, hold up. So what? So what he was Sephardic Jew, huh? Hold up. We're gonna get this like it's the first time. All right, this is from a clip. This is a segment of one of my old videos from the Sephardic Jews. All of these videos I have of the Sephardic Jews, right? We're just gonna get this like it's the first time, all right? But just listen carefully. And again, this is a very old clip, all right? We're just gonna go into it right now.
And it says here, it's called The Jewish Blackness, Theses Revisited. This is from Ron HaKohen from the Department of Literature, Tel Aviv University. This is from 2018. It says here, the abstract, the notion that in previous centuries Jews were considered to be black or seen as blacks has gained broad acceptance in scholarly discourse on the Jewish body since the early 1990s. The present article considers the notion analytically and then examines some of the evidence provided to support it. Much of this evidence does not stand critical examination. Therefore, arguably, the notion of Jewish blackness should be reconsidered. The notion of the blackness of the Jews or Jewish blackness has become commonplace in scholarly discourse, going back to the path-breaking work of Sandler L. Gilman in the late 1980s. Scholars often assert that a strong European tradition, dating back to the Middle Ages, maintained that the Jews were black, or at least swarthy, and finds sharp expression in modern anti-Semitic literature. All right.
Swarthy. And yes, this means, yes, he was, that's what I was saying earlier, guys. The same year the Inquisition started, 1492, a couple months later is when Columbus and all his Moorish Sephardic Jews left and came. They were the ones who helped conquer or, take over, invade America. They needed a place to go. You guys understand they needed a place to go.
Black and Swarthy synonymous. That in medieval literature, a theory prevailed in which the Jews were part of the black race, or were at least dark-skinned. This is from, and it tells you the sources here. Shavit 2001, page 182, or that the general look of the Jew was considered to be like that of the black. The initial formulation is the general consensus of the ethnological literature of the late 19th century was that the Jews were black, or at least swarthy, all right? That was the general consensus. They're letting you know here, all right? Remember that. Jews, what Jews? As the essay continues, however, both the weaker term swarthy and the inverted commas or scare quotes are dropped, and the term used is the blackness of the Jew, and not in a metaphoric sense. The Jews were quite literally seen as black. I'm going to read from this book right here real quick, just to corroborate. It says, The Natural History of Man, comprising inquiries into the modifying influence of physical and moral agencies of the different tribes of the human family, by James Cowles Pritchard. All right, and this is volume 1, all the way 1855, and it's about page 131 of this book, and it says here, the Jews have assimilated. All right, we're talking about the Jews, and they're talking about the Jews of Portugal. It says here, the Jews have assimilated in physical characters to the nations among whom they have long resided, though still to be recognized by some minute peculiarities of physiognomy. In the northern countries of Europe, they are fair or sanctuous. Blue eyes and flaxen hair are seen in English Jews, and in some parts of Germany, the red beards of the Jews are very conspicuous. The Jews of Portugal are very dark. The Jews of Portugal are very dark. Again, the Jews of Portugal are very dark. All right, we're going to.
All right, and Columbus, so-called Columbus, his real name, Salvador Fernandez Sarco, he was a Portuguese Sephardic Jew. Now, a lot of the times here, they're not making the difference between, you know, the Eastern Jewry. We're talking about Ashkenaz, right? Talking about the Chazars. Don't mention the Chazars. Very different than the Sephardic Jews. We're talking about the people from Portugal and Spain. And the Inquisition drove a lot of those people out into Europe, into the Americas, into North Africa, not the other way around, okay? Again, this book is letting you know what? The Jews of Portugal are very dark. I mean, this is just one example, guys. We've gone over so many over the years. I'm just trying to do a little recap here to put you up to date. Go watch the full video on Columbus and catch up to my all my Sephardic Jewish videos. A lot of good info and insight in history.
We're talking about the Spaniard and Sephardic Jews of Portugal, and how I'm gonna, been letting you know, a lot of these became Huguenots. A lot of these ended up in Holland, the Netherlands, becoming known as Dutch and having influence in the West Indian Company and the trade around the world, the ships and everything, and pirates, merchants. Again, these same people we're talking about were very dark-skinned people, so-called Negroes. Now, further down in this book, I thought this was interesting, and it's talking about the Bedouins of Damascus over here, and it's talking how they got the tribes who inhabit the middle of the desert have locks, somewhat crisp, extremely fine, and approaching the woolly hair of the Negro, almost like the Negro, they're saying. It says the general complexion of the Arabs on the east coast of Yemen is the same yellow, bordering on brown, yellowish, mulatto looking, light skin, which is evidently the natural color of the race, and not derived from intermixture with Africans. So Arabs have their own color not because they're mixed with Africans. Arabs, wait, don't they say Portuguese Moors are mixed with Arabs, and that's why they're dark skinned, because they're mixed with African Arabs? But the Arabs are not even mixing with so-called Africans to get that color. You get what he's telling you here? All right, so I thought that was interesting. Just wanted to read that. All right, just wanted to read this book as well now, just to corroborate as well. It says Shakespeare and the Jews. This is the 20th anniversary edition from James Shapiro. All right, scholarly source here. You can dig on it. All right, and we're about on page 171 of this book. And it says here, the accumulated experience of over 100 years of travel, trade, and conquest had convinced Europeans that some of the accepted stereotypes of Jewish racial otherness, including the belief that the Jews were black, needed to be qualified when William Brereton jotted down his impressions of the Jews in the synagogue in Amsterdam in 1635. Amsterdam, again, that's in the Netherlands, Holland, all right? The Dutch, this is a Dutch synagogue, Dutch people, right? Amsterdam, 1635. He's going to let you know that he noted that the Jewish men are most black. They're most black. The Jews. Who was the Jews? Again, who was the Jews that were in Amsterdam? Most of those Jews, all right, had fled from Spain and Portugal. Sephardic Jews who were what? Most black. Remember, the Portuguese were very dark. We already read that. All right, you see the corroboration. And insatiably given unto women, drawing here on contemporary prejudices linking blackness and licentiousness. All right, so then he was talking a little bad about them and says, and when the Scottish minister Robert Kirk toured London in January 1690, he also paid a visit to the synagogue there. Now, this is a whole other different country. Right now, he's in England, now a whole different person, letting you know what he saw when he went in the synagogue, the Jewish synagogue in London, all right, in 1690. He observed over 200 Jews worshiping, 200, all right, 200 people, 200 Jews. He noted in his journal that they were all very black men. Again, Jews worshiping in a synagogue in London. They were what? All very black men. All very black men. Sephardic Jews. Who was in London as a Jew? A lot of these, again, were Sephardic, Moorish Jews from Portugal and Spain. A lot of these were Huguenots, so-called Huguenots, that were actually being able to practice their original religion, which was Jewish, right? Their Jewish religion, Sephardic. He noted in his journal again that they were all very black men. This is in 1690 in London, and indistinct in their reasonings as gypsies. By the end of the 17th century, works like the English translation of Francois Maximilian's Mission, A New Voyage to Italy, make clear that it is a vulgar error that Jews are all black. This Masson observes is only true for the Portuguese Jews. Again, only the Portuguese Jews are black. So when we already got that, this is just another source corroborating that source. All right, just want to read from this book also to corroborate what I'm letting you know, what the general consensus, right? Remember, he was telling us the general consensus during these times. All right, this book is called A System of Geography, or a descriptive, historical, and philosophical view of the several quarters of the world and of the various empires, kingdoms, and republics which they contain, particularly detailing those alterations which have been introduced at the recent revolutions. All right, and it keeps going. And I just wanted you to know this is from 1805. All right, 1805, and we're on page 49 of this book, and it's talking about the Portuguese and the Portuguese Jews and all that. It says the Jews, that singular people, have been called into the assistance of the advocates for the influence of climate. They are known never to intermarry with any but those of their own sect, and notwithstanding this, it is argued we find them in different parts of the world, of all colors. Jews, what? Jews of all colors. They're come in every color. The English Jew is white. The Portuguese Jew is swarty, so-called black. The Portuguese Jew, swarty, very dark. Portuguese, again, another source. The American Jew, olive. And the Arabian Jew, copper-colored. All right, and remember, we just read, it's not because they mix with Africans. They're not copper-colored because they mix with Africans. The Jews say the opposers of this hypothesis undergo, under different degrees of heat, those changes which every man allows different degrees of heat invariably to produce. All right, so now they're going into the weather, but they're letting us know in this source from 1805. Portuguese Jews, swarty. Everybody else is very olive or copper-colored. It says here only the English Jew is white. That might be an Ashkenazi Jew, maybe not. Who knows? But again, they come in all colors, it says here. In Portuguese, Swarty. All right, just wanted to show this book. It says The Blessed Jew of Morocco, or a blackamoor, a
All right. So, 1 second, guys. I see a lot of questions in the chat. I see a lot of people that never been in my channel. uh, like that was a very ignorant question, Jennifer. She said, I'm confused. What are you trying to be, a Jew or something? Like, first of all, I'm not trying to be. I do have Sephardic Jewish ancestry. I'm born in Costa Rica. The Spanish people that came here were Sephardic Jews, Jennifer, and Moorish people. And I can trace it with my genealogy. They mixed in with the local Indian tribes over here. That's most of my makeup. So I'm not trying to be anything I am. You're very ignorant for that. What are you, 12 years old, Jennifer Sweet? Guys, let me go at people sometimes. I'm being respectful, so don't worry. I'm just trying to help her learn something, all right? And also teach her manners. Some of these people gotta learn manners, like, I'm 42, and she's acting like a child. I'm a grown man, and I have my genealogy down. I ain't trying to be anything, okay? I don't understand why this information upsets people so much. Why does this information upset you guys so much, huh? I hope you guys understood what I just showed you about why it matters if he was a Sephardic Jew. In general, the consensus at those times, the Iberian Sephardic Jewish people, especially from Portugal, because he was a Portuguese Jew, were so-called black. Swarty. Oh, Swarty don't mean black. Well, I got a video for you there, which I just dropped 12 days ago. The definition of Swarty. I went over many definitions, etymology. As you guys can see here, this is from the Webster's 1828 dictionary, definition number 2 for Swarty. Hold on. People ain't ready for a lot of this. People ain't ready for this pill. Being of a dark hue, black, tawny, black. Hold on. Let me show you something. Okay, hold on. I mean, go catch up to the videos. So definition number 2 in the bottom, as you guys see here. 2, what is Swarty? Now, definition number 2, black, just like the Swarty African. Just like the Swarty African. We ain't talking about hair. All right, watch the full video. I ain't gonna go over the whole thing again. All right, it's a 20-minute video. But the video I really want you to see is, and I have the link in the description of this live right now, or you could just Google Kurimeo and put Salvador Sarco or Christopher Columbus. It should pop up together. And the title is The True Identity and Ethnicity of Christopher Columbus, Salvador Fernandez Sarco, Portuguese Jew. That was his real name. Okay, listen, Michael, a lot of so-called black folks in America have Sephardic Jewish ancestry. They don't know. They don't claim it. They got kicked out. They came here. They were the Dutch. A lot of them were the so-called Irish, because they were everywhere. A lot of them were the English. They were everywhere. Not all of them were evil or bad just because they owned the ships. They were the merchants. They had connections to a lot of ports over the world. They were the sugar planters. They were the ones who started the whole sugar thing. And we're talking about melanated, swarty, so-called black people. Not just talking about pale-skinned people. Not all Europeans were pale-skinned. I'm glad you're here in the channel. If you guys really have questions, if you really care to know, or you're just being sarcastic, I don't know. But if you really care to know, I got over 940 videos. Catch up. We've been here about 8 years now. Going close to 8 years now. Dropping facts. This video alone came out last year. 25,000 views. Why haven't you watched it? Well, I'm not just talking to you, Michael. I'm talking to everybody that's listening. Look at Queenie says he was Italian. Come on now, I don't have time for this. Get out of my channel. Get out of my channel. I don't have time for people who are not even paying attention. He was a Sephardic Jew. This is confirmed. I already had dropped the video. Catch up. Watch this video. If you're still saying he's Italian, watch it completely. It's almost 3 hours long. I'm showing so many sources and his genealogy. I'm showing who his people are. I'm showing who his mom is, who his dad. It's not just me saying it. Just like they said here, many people already knew this. Now they confirmed it. Just today, they dropped this. Sephardic Jew, Times of Israel, study finds Christopher Columbus, Sephardic Jew, Western Europe, not Italy. BBC, Columbus probably Spanish and Jewish, study says. Again, the Jewish press, Christopher Columbus was Jewish, his DNA says so. Columbus remains verified after 500 years, shows he was Jewish, documentary. Christopher Columbus was Sephardic Jew from Western Europe, not Italy. He's a Sarko, not correlation, he's a Sarko, that's his real name. Guys, please pay attention. Columbus' real name was Salvador Fernandez Sarko. Christopher Columbus is a pseudonym, it's his brand. Christopher means the Christ bearer. It's a title. That's what's his logo for his business. I break it down in this video. Please go watch it if you have questions. I know a lot of you don't have the discipline to go sit through a 3-hour video, 240, 2.5-hour video. I know you guys don't have, you want quick answers, but you're gonna be missing all the context. You'll be missing all the context. If you really care to know, you go watch it. You go watch it. He was born in Cuba, Portugal. There was a town called Cuba in Portugal. That's where he was born. That's why he named the island of Cuba after his hometown. If you're new to my channel, just catch up on all the videos. A lot of you, I don't recognize the name, so welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you're really here to learn. Yeah, we don't do quick answers here. You can't go to a university or a college and say, hey, professor, I don't want to take the 4-year course. Can you just give me a brief summary? They're going to laugh at you. They're going to say, get out of my classroom. They're going to say, get out of my classroom. Okay? I wasn't planning to stay here too long, guys, because this is very simple. Go research it yourself. Go watch the video that I did. I hope you guys do. Hold on, let me show you again. This is the video. I have the link in the description of this live right now. You can go watch it right after I end this live. No excuses. This is the image, so you know which one it is. Am I being clear? Yeah? Yeah? I didn't need DNA tests to know this stuff. I didn't need a DNA test to tell me his true origins. This is from today. They just dropped this today, October 13, 2024. October 13, 2024. They just dropped this today. We already did the video last year. And the main point I wanted to make when I, go on live is, are you gonna wait till mainstream confirms all the research we've done? Are you gonna wait till your favorite professor or your favorite news channel tells you? Because, oh, I'm not gonna believe this guy. He's being racist. He's blackwashing. Oh, I don't want. Nah, cognitive dissonance. Yeah, you guys know what cognitive dissonance is? If not, study it. Don't practice cognitive dissonance. All right. Now they don't telling you again in these reports that he was a Portuguese Jew and his real name. Salvador Fernandez Sarko. Go watch the video. I only know one person that's me and this other person, when we're talking about YouTubers that I know in the community, that was Top Cats. And he also did a little presentation about it. Okay, so shout out to him. And again, Portuguese Jew. This has been out for a year. Why haven't you watched it? It's been out for a year. 25,000 views so far. It should have way more views. But people prefer to be entertained with other things. You know, cute little puppies, 1 million views, you know, all the fake news and all that. Yeah, this ain't that important to you. And I get it, it's about priorities. I don't got time to watch a 2.5-3 hour video, but you binge watch, you know, all the other TV shows in 2 days. You watch about 100 hours in 2-3 days. But you can't sit through a 3-hour historical video, but you're asking. Hey, Queenie, I can't believe you went and got another account. I'm blocking this one too. You already showed your ignorance. Don't come with another account. Reach out to me on Telegram if you want to get back on my channel and be able to chat. And I want to hear you say, "Oh, I apologize for doing that on your chat." Yeah, unfortunately, that's what you got to go through now if you want to speak on my channel again. And now you're bringing up Africa. Nobody's talking about Africa right now. All right. Sometimes, guys, I just got to be really, really real, man, with some people. I just got to keep it really, really real. And you guys were right. A lot of you, I want to say something about the apology video. You know, I did that to be an example and be the bigger person, because I think that a lot of times I did lose my patience with a lot of these ignorant people, right? And it's not their fault. They don't know any better. So I shouldn't go at them that hard. So I just wanted to be an example. I should even show that to my kids so they can see, you know, because they hear me going back and forth with all these people. They hear me going back and forth. They don't understand, right? And I was hoping that would calm them down. But guess what, guys? Even with that, people still try to come at me, and you know. Anyways, you guys, a lot of you gave me good advice, and a lot of you said, you know, a lot of you were very upset that I'm apologizing. You gotta understand, for me, that's me forgiving myself and healing on my part, and becoming a better person. For me, maturing, growing up, being a bigger person, being an example to humanity. Because a lot of us got too much ego. A lot of us ain't humble enough to ever say I'm sorry or apologize to anybody. I know many people like that in my life. Unfortunately, very close personal people, you know? So I didn't want to be like that. And I wanted them, if anybody ever just asked a simple question and they felt bad the way I answered, I wanted to apologize to them, the ones who truly were asking the question, not the fools who are being subliminal and trolling and hating on purpose. Okay? So I'm done with the life, and I just gotta say, I told you so. I told you so. Now, as a bonus, since you guys are all here, let me see how many we got here. Wow, we got almost 500 people. We almost got 500 people. Wow, everybody wants to see breaking news, you know. But I can't get views on other important videos just as important as this. People like sensationalism. All right. So guys, I'm about to upload another video. Guess which one it is? It's this one right here. Cyclopean buildings of Europe built by Americans. What do you mean? Researches into the lost history of America, part 11. It's ready. It's ready. I'm going to premiere it right now. No, actually, I'm not even going to premiere it. I'm going to just upload it as a regular video, because sometimes people in the chat and everything and the live, nobody's really paying attention. So if you want to watch the video, just check it out. I'm about to upload this one right now, part 11 of my series. We're reading a great book, Researches into the Lost History of America. And I'm going to upload this right now. All right? Right now. So, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. We're going to go out with Robin Dre beats. Robin Dre beats with the anthem. With the anthem. All right. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the breaking news, for the sensationalism, because I never really have 480 people in my lives ever, that much. So I guess a lot of people wanted to see, they didn't know. I hope you guys listened to this. If you're new here, I hope you're not feeling any certain way bad or heartbroken because he's not Italian and because I'm showing that Sephardic Jews from Iberian Peninsula were swarthy people, so-called black. Yeah, they lied to us about everything, guys. They lied to us about everything. Are you really here for the truth or just to be entertained? What I show on my channel, a lot of this truth is even controversial for truthers. Even for so-called truthers, they can't even swallow this pill. And they're supposed to be free thinkers and truthers, and they can't even swallow this pill. All right. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video right here you're seeing on the screen right now. I hope you guys go and check it out. I hope I get as many views as I have now. And I hope you catch up to the whole series. We're on part 11 on this one. We're on part 11. I bet you haven't even watched all 10 previous parts yet. But again, I told you so. Christopher Columbus, aka Salvador Fernandez Sarco, was a Portuguese Sephardic Jew, a so-called black man. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat, all the real ones. Thanks for coming through. Much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. Wow.